My name is Aunt Lara, as you already know. So yesterday, when I was watching the video, I realized that it was dark, and right now I still don't know. I still don't know how to even position the camera or how to. It's um, it's an Herculean task, and it's going to be like a big issue for me. Uh, so I might not stay. Well, my battery is kind of full today, but I want the video to be clearer than it was yesterday. So I'm trying to see the best position that will work for you and for me. Because as it stands now, I'm practically holding this board with my hands. So I want a situation whereby I can put it down and you all can get to see it and you all can get to see me at the same time. Okay? So hi, welcome. Um, please hold on. I want to see. Oh God, what is this? What is happening? You're welcome to. You're welcome to my life. Uh, this is going to be short. So today we are going to be treating. I'm just going to use a particular question. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please type hi. If you can hear me, I need to know if I'm not speaking to myself. So today we're just going to consider a question under poetry. And if you have another question or other questions that you want to ask me, please do well to put it in the chat box. If I can do it, I will. If not today, then most probably tomorrow we'll get that done. Okay, so um consider. So we are considering this question under poetry, paper 3. Consider the mood of the persona in the good moral. Consider the mood of the persona in the good moral. if you have this question, you know, okay, I hope you can see it now. Okay, consider the mood of, okay, consider the mood of the persona. I'm trying for the video to switch so that you all can see it. I honestly don't know how to do that. This is very, I don't know, but I want to believe that you can see this. Consider the mood. I don't know why. I thought it was, oh, I used the laptop yesterday. Consider the mood of the persona in the good moral. So let's go. Points to note. You have two compulsory questions here. We are looking at this question. Consider the mood of the persona. So we are looking at mood, right? And we are looking at the poem good moral. So the first thing that you need to do is to look for the general theme of this poem, good moral. So we are looking at the theme of undying love, and then you explain what this theme is about. Theme of undying love. I don't know if I activated chat box. If I did not activate chat box, I don't know, but I want everybody to see. Please, if you can you type hi? I want to see if the chat box is working. Can you help type hi? Hi, hello, anything? I want to see if the chat box is working. So we have theme of love. So in your first paragraph, you are basically talking about the theme of love and how the poet persona prefers is undying love. Now, the thing about good moral is that we don't know if the persona is a male professing love for his female partner, or the persona is a female professing love for a male partner. But the thing is, there is a persona here, and there is another persona that we don't get to see, yeah, but we know that the persona that we know is addressing the other persona that is in the room with him or her. So when you talk about the theme of love, you are simply explaining in your first paragraph that the theme of love, good moral, centers around the theme of love, and it is about the profession of the undying love by the poet persona to his lover. If you say to her lover, it's fine. If you say to his lover, it's fine. Okay? By the poet persona to his lover. He wonders what he had been doing before they met and before they fell in love. And now that they have seen themselves, now that they are in love, he considers his partner's presence and his partner's love being everything to him. Okay, so and then he submits, yeah, and he also submits that nothing can break, or nothing can separate, or this love can never break. Do we understand? So with that, you have written the first paragraph. Now the second compulsory paragraph is the theme, the mood. This is where you define mood, definition of mood. All right, we know that mood is what is this is the state of mind of a what of a person. Mood is a state of mind, is the mental or emotional disposition towards an object or a given situation. So the state of mind of the persona is what we are going to consider now. You all have read Good Morrow. You all have read Good Morrow, yeah? So now it shouldn't be a big deal for you when you're analyzing Good Morrow, because in this kind of question you have two compulsory paragraphs. You know that we are not even dealing with we are not dealing with drama, we are not dealing with prose here, we are dealing with poetry. And I said it that poetry, compulsory paragraph in poetry is solely dependent on the question. So if you see this kind of question, two compulsory paragraphs. I'm going to read the question again, just for, I don't know what's up with my lighting. I'm going to read the question again. Consider the mood of the persona in the Good Morrow. Consider the mood, M-O-O-D, of the persona in the Good Morrow. So after writing the theme, we are also going to what? To talk about we are going to define mood. Do we understand? After the theme, we are defining mood. I'm trying so hard to make sure that this is going to be whatever case may be. I think it's better this way. I think it's better now. Need to move now. Move. Okay. 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 So consider the mood and bring down this. Wow. Consider the mood of the persona in the Good Morrow. So you are simply discussing the first compulsory paragraph will be the first compulsory. I'm using the back camera now, so I can't see you, and I don't know if you can see me, but you can see the board and you can hear my voice, and that is what that's all that matters for now. Okay, so the first compulsory paragraph is the theme, general theme of the play, and the second compulsory paragraph is definition of the mood. So when you come across any question on poetry, you need to read the question very well. What is this question asking me to do? Is it asking me if there is any literary term? What is happening to this? If there are any, or there is any literary term in your question, say from the mood to figures of speech, because you can have like any of the figure of speech, you can have simile, the use of simile, you can have setting, and how important is the setting to the poem. Anytime you see any literary or any poetic devices, any poetic terms used in your question, you are to define. You are to what? Define. And that will be in your second paragraph. You are to define, and that will be, so that means you have paragraph 1 and you have paragraph 2. So we are looking for 3 more paragraphs to meet the benchmark of the examiner. Meanwhile, I told you yesterday, I said, do not just write 5 paragraphs and think that the 5 paragraphs will do. make sure that you play safe by adding two more paragraphs. So basically, we're just going to go through um, the rest of the. So we are after defining mood, we are going to talk about different mood of the persona, and the first is what? Mood of excitement. Okay, and that is in the first stanza. Mood of excitement. The second mood we are going to talk about is that that of certainty. Okay, that of certainty, or um, strong belief. Let's say strong belief. Okay, the third mood that we're going to talk about is that of then we can also say here, we can call it confidence. Okay, then the third one we will talk about is that of assurance. So let's talk about these three. So let's talk about these three. We understand that the first is that of the first compulsory paragraph is the theme. The second compulsory paragraph, you have to define the literary term. Now, when you go to the third one, from the third paragraph, that is where you start to mention your the different mood of the persona. And we have established in the first one that there is the mood of excitement, right? There is the mood of excitement, and that can be found in the first stanza, where the persona says, I wonder by my trot what thou and I did till we loved. Were we not win till then? But no, I cannot remember. This has been so. Okay, I wonder what my thoughts, what thou and I did till we loved. Were we not went till then? But sucked on country's pleasures childishly, nor snotted we in the seven sleepers den. Now, there you see excitement in his voice. I wonder by my throat, what thou and I did till we loved. Like, when we not win till then, like, he's so excited. I'm like, what have we been doing that we've not seen each other? What have we considered love? If it's different from this that we share now, so we see the excitement in his voice, it was so, but this all pleasures fancy be. Now, if ever any beauty I did see, which I desired and got, it was but a dream of thee. And you see the person that, like, you know being excited about the beauty of its lover. Now, I told you that the persona can be a male or a female, but there is excitement in the it's just like a baby that has just found. I just found out that he could walk. You see, or he could crawl. You see that baby would go to every nook and crannies. And when you say leave that place, he will start to crawl. He will start to enjoying himself, and that's how the persona feels. Like, what have we been doing? And if ever any beauty I did see, which I desired and I got, it was but a dream of thee. And that was where the first stanza ended. Okay, so we could see the mood that this persona is happy. He's happy that he has finally found his love. This persona is excited. He's excited, or he's being carried away, or he's being is it ecstasy, okay, of the beauty of the love, of this kind of love that they now share, that they had never experienced before. So when you talk about that, you have given us your P, which is excitement. You have given us your evidence, which is in the first paragraph, and you have did I say first paragraph, first stanza, and you have given us your analysis. Okay, so please note that you have to quote. You will quote, though. You will quote. Quotation. You have to quote. I don't know how you're going to do it. You have to quote. It is well with you. Okay? And then we move to the second one. The second one is that of confidence. And that's why it says, and now good morrow to our waking soul. Meaning that good morning to this thing that we now call love. Good morning. Because before all the things that we've been doing, before I met you or before we met each other, can be considered as we sleeping. So good morning to our waking soul that is now awake, to what true love stands for, or to what true love means. Now, this confidence is now portrayed in the sense that, see, now good morning to our waking soul, which watch not one another out of fear. Now, with this line, you would understand that previous relationships that they were, or they both were those relationships where they would there is uncertainty, there is fear of the partner, leaving him or leaving her, there is fear of breakup, there is fear of, you understand, there were days or there were times of uncertainty in their previous relationship. But he says, and now, good morrow to our waking soul, which watch not one another out of fear. There is confidence. So that means that the kind of relationship that they have now, they can actually allow their partner to go out and spend time with other people and not have that fear that, oh, this partner is not going to come back, or this partner is going to serve me breakfast. No. This relationship, this love that they now find, that they have found now, is that gives them that confidence that nothing in this world. And now, good morrow to our waking soul, which watch not one another out of fear. You are not looking through another person's phone to say, oh, let me read your chat. Who have you been chatting with? I'm just giving an analogy. But this kind of love now is not one that comes with fear. This one comes with peace of mind. You are mine and you are mine, and there's nothing that can change that fact. So, there's that confidence in that. Okay? And now, good morning to our waking soul, which watch not one another out of fear. For I can't remember. You have to pardon me. Okay, but just know that you have to. Let me see if I can get the poem. Let me see if I can get the poem. And now, good morrow. Okay. Yes. For love, all love of other sides control. There is this confidence that, see, this love that we share, it controls every other thing that we're going to see. So I can't go out, now, I'm explaining. I can't go out now, this kind of love that I've found, I can't go out now and see another person and then fall in love with that person. No. Anybody that I see my love, my partner, okay? I see my partner in that person. Okay, so I'm not carried away. I'm not, do you understand? That is where because you have to give evidence. So you have to give evidence. I keep saying it. You have to give evidence. You're not just saying, oh, it's confidence, and then you just live like that. Okay? And makes one little man. Now he says, let's see discoverers to new world have gone. Let maps to other world have shown. Word on word have shown. Let us possess one world. Each at one and is one. He says, see, as it stands now, Still talking about confidence. Let's see discoverers. Let them go. Let them, keep discovering what is not lost. Let them keep finding new thing. I found you, and that is all that matter. Okay? I found you, and you are enough for me. Okay? So they say, let's see discoverers. Let's map to what you and I, let us possess one word. Each at one, and is one. So when you pick any of this line to buttress this, you are good to go. Now another mood is, there is the mood of rest. Okay, you are assured. There's this rest that comes with it, that nothing is going to happen. Nothing is still going to happen. Like at this point, you have already it's now as though that you have the persona had suddenly become a marriage counselor. Okay, so in the third phrase says, my face in thy eye, thine in my appear, where do and true plain heart doing the faces rain. Where can we find, look, hear this, where can we find two better hemisphere? Now, is concluded in his mind, the person has concluded that this our world is the only perfect thing that anybody can ever see. So the rest, can't be looking for it though. He says, where can we find two better hemisphere? Hemisphere is out of the band, yeah. Okay, where can we find two better hemisphere without sharp north, without declining west? Tell me another relationship that we can find that does not have any itch, that does not have any. Just tell me. Okay, I wanted to see if because I'm not seeing this thing, so I wanted to see if I was still live. Okay, he says, and then he goes on to say, whatever dies was not mixed equally. See that kind of reassurance. Say, their relationship is not working fine. It's because both of them are not compatible. What dies was not mixed equally. And he goes on to say, if our two loves be one, or that I love so alike, then none can slacken, none can die. So he says it here, and it's that no one can die. Quote me anywhere. This relationship is here to stay. It can not be one life that not that kind of peace, that kind of rest, that kind of reassurance that come with it. I let anything that wants to happen, let it happen. See, nothing can happen to this relationship. Quote me anywhere. Nothing can happen to this relationship. Okay, so we see excitement, we see certainty, we see assurance, we see confidence. All of these are different mood. And by the time you explain it, by the time we talk about PEA, yeah? By the time you give your point, you give your evidence, you give your analysis, you are good to go. Because the thing about it is that when you watch, even if you don't have much point for a particular question, when you look at the question and you see that, this question will require 2 compulsory paragraphs. This question will, like we have here, anytime you have any poetic device or any literary term, you have to define. Right? So that's the second. That means that, on my second paragraph, I have to define this literary term. I have to define this poetic device. Okay? And then that means that, give or take, even if you don't know, if you are not too conversant with the poem, you know that at least let me have 3 points to write after the 2 compulsory paragraphs. Do we understand? Okay, so we are still on poetry. I want to see if we can find one other. Okay. Yes. Now, if you're not, I've treated this particular one. I've treated it in my. If you go through my video, I've treated it, but let me just put it up again. Okay. Consider the use of alliteration, repetition, and assonance in Binsi Poplar. I don't know if it is the chat box that is not working or it is you people that are not dropping any question. So I want to believe that you understand everything. If you don't, do well to later on, do well to refer to it, because this video is going to be uploaded, but it's not going to upload the full video. I don't know why. It's not going to upload. Maybe 20 minutes. That's what it's going to upload. So make sure that you ask your question under this, so I will know that it is from this. So and this is probably going to be the last question, since we don't have much people online. This is probably going to be the last question that I'm going to be doing today. Consider okay, so we are considering this question, and if you see this question, please embrace it. I'll tell you why. If you see this question, embrace it. Do you know why? Because it's one of the very, very cheap question. Very cheap question. Very cheap. You know why? They have asked you for 3 things. They have asked you for what? 3 things. And what WAEC is asking you to do. You see these 3 figures of speech or literary terms or whatever. But these figures of speech, yeah? Figures of speech. All this, put each in paragraph and explain it. So you don't need to go and be thinking whatever. You don't need to. The first paragraph is compulsory. And that is in relation to what? To the theme. Abi? Good. After you have given the theme in Binsi Poplars, the next, just split this paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. I'll tell you what you now have in your paragraph 5. That's all. Do you now want to tell me that in all of your years as a literature student, you don't know what alliteration is? In all of your years as a literature student, you don't know what repetition is? In all of your years as a literature student, you don't know what assonance is? Then I do not know. But most times, you are most likely going to see this kind of question like this. But the only way you will just shortchange yourself is when you don't know, you cannot quote where this repetition is. So it's not enough for you to define. It's not enough for you to define. You have to let us know where we can find it. So it's simple if you know the poem. Do we understand? It's simple if you know the poem. So if you don't know the poem, you don't know the poem by heart, or you cannot just imagine where you can find alliteration or the words that are alliterating in the poem. Please move on to the next question. Thank you very much. Move on to the next question. And I hope you know that there are just going to be 4 questions, okay, randomly. 2 under African poetry and 2 other non-African poetry. So, and you know that we have six poems. 6 poems under African poetry and 6 poems under non-African poetry. So out of the 6 poems of the African poetry, they are picking just 2. Those 2 you don't know. Out of the 6 non-African poetry, they are picking just 2. Those 2 you don't know. You don't want to do this. All right. This is the last syllabus. Yeah. So that means that they have exhausted all they've covered all the questions that they can cover. So what